Dear men, once you begin to feel your woman is losing interest, respect, or love towards you, that's when you start to back off. Dear men, once you begin to feel that you're doing too much for your woman, you probably are. Once you begin to feel your woman is being unappreciative, do less. The moment you begin to feel that your woman does not care is the moment she doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong, we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all say stupid things, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being disrespected once you respect your woman, about being treated poorly when you provide for your woman, about being treated like you are nothing when you treat your woman like she is everything to you. And it's so sad because these good men then turn either revengeful or don't put themselves out there anymore, even though there's good women that are caring, loving, loyal, and appreciative out there. Never forget to mention
Welcome to the RP experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Before we begin, hit the like button, smash the like button, caress the like button. Thank you very much. Subscribe and share. And turn on notifications so you know when I made new videos, because I have over 100 or so videos. So it's plenty of content for you guys to check out, Not every video is a dime, but I try to put important information in each one. Today's video is going to be about my dating strategy and relationship strategy with dealing with women, and how I go about trying not to hurt them and definitely trying not to hurt myself in the process. It's not perfect, but I at least have it to the point that I don't really waste time with the wrong females anymore. And I learned how to weed out better, even though there's always somebody somewhere that might get past your defenses. And while I do know in the man space, they do say stuff like, don't have relationships to smash and dash, women ain't worth it, and all of that other stuff. I mean, being honest with myself, I am kind of a relationship person. Like, certain things I like to do with a woman, so, but however, though, I'm perfectly fine doing them by myself or with some friends of mine too. But I do admit, though, that it is a tad more special if I'm sharing that time with a special female in my life. So, just being honest with that. I have a video to share, and I'm glad that there are women that do point out certain things and they seem to get what men are saying. Now, of course, though, some of them can be chameleons, so that's why we got to be careful of that. But it gives me some hope, even though I'm still thinking about traveling, because I know anytime I've traveled outside of the U.S., it's just my interactions with women have been way better. I know lots of great females here, women here, but as far as meeting ones that I'm interested in them, they're interested in me, it's just so much easier than the guesswork and stuff. And I know why it's guesswork, because they have so many options and they want that certain guy, whether it's a Chad or a Tyrone, or even if they're not hung up on Chad or Tyrone, they want a certain type of guy that is sometime perfect. And I mean, we should all have our certain standards, but I do sometimes think like purposes get like a little bit out of hand. Anyway, let me start with this video.
We never forget to mention how awful men treat women nowadays, but how about women treating men like shit? We never talk about how men are used, abused, and treated poorly. There's a percentage of women nowadays that are just the worst. Nowadays, you give a woman a finger, she takes the entire hand. And before you decide on attacking me through these comments section, please just understand that I'm not talking about all women. Whatever you give her is never enough. And just like women, it's always the good men that get screwed over. 4 out of 5 women do not respect their man when he chooses to provide for her and care for her. 3 out of 5 women begin to lose respect for their man once he begins to do everything for her. Dear men, once you begin to feel your woman is losing interest, respect, or love towards you, that's when you start to back off. Dear men, once you begin to feel that you're doing too much for your woman, you probably are. Once you begin to feel your woman is being unappreciative, do less. The moment you begin to feel that your woman does not care is the moment she doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong, we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all say stupid things, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being disrespected once you respect your woman, about being treated poorly when you provide for your woman, about being treated like you are nothing when you treat your woman like she is everything to you. And it's so sad because these good men then turn either revengeful or don't put themselves out there anymore, even though there's good women that are caring, loving, loyal, and appreciative out there.
She said like a mouthful. And the last part of that is what I've tried to do. And it has worked, especially with American women. Sorry, I gotta throw y'all under the bus because a lot of you do this thing of like the push pull type of thing, and I know it's because is another bull in the ring, or there's somebody else you more want. Because now, fortunately, I've had those experiences before, which once again, I'll call that a love at first sight type of thing. Which, okay, it's not love at first sight, and I don't think it's lust at first sight neither. I believe it's a thing of like, I've met. Actually, this only happened once. It was other times that it happened, but I didn't act on it because maybe I'm rushing to work or uh, we're getting on a train. We're going in opposite directions, and then we have like a moment of like our eyes lock or something. You know, I will say most often if that happened to you as a guy, because I'm not sure. I guess this happens a lot with women because they always have guys staring at them. But for a guy, especially if you're not Chad or Tyrone, and this happens to you, I would definitely suggest that you stop and drop everything and try to talk to that woman because there's something there. And it'd be better you take and find out that maybe nothing there as soon as possible. And that's what some people will call choosing signal. I've only got a few of those noticeable that I could easily see in my life, and those I do try to pounce on, even though sometimes the timing of that is like really bad. But anyway, with my most interactions, is more like one-sided. While I believe in showing a woman I have interest in her, I don't believe on like chasing and she's constantly running away. And with that situations, well, once again, there was just one situation that, why is I'm getting notifications right now? God, okay. Made me lose my train of thought for a second. Getting those notifications. Oh, God. We are talking about that interaction. I'll see her. She'll see me. I'll talk to her. She respond, and then we'll talk, and then all of a sudden we'll be talking for hours. Like we would just get along like that. So uh, I will say that I will have that attraction, physical attraction, then the mental attraction, then the energy seems on length, and then things just go good from there. Now, however, does that always end happily ever after? Probably not. But I do think it's better to start off that way than some other ways. When I think of my ex-wife, when I met her, uh, we had kind of a moment, but however, I knew she liked another guy. But at least I did know the situation. But at the same time, I had another girl that I was kind of meeting around the same time. And certain things happened, and me and ex-wife ended up getting together. But I know I was not her first choice. I was her second choice. I guess that's not too bad. Uh, Truthfully, I can't say she was my first or second choice, but the fact that she would send me the more of the mixed signals, but yet she would hang out with me, I ended up going with her. Whereas the other person was more of like a scheduling thing, but it seemed like it was more like calm with us or something. Now, why did I detour off of that? I would say with men pursuing women, unless if you Chad and Tyrone, you don't have to worry about this. But if you are like the average guy, the a five or a six, maybe even a seven and stuff like that, see if she's giving you that same energy back. But if she's ghosting you, canceling dates a lot, and that's different if she has like something with baby mom or something, and it's something with her kid or babysitter. That's totally different. And sometimes things do happen. But if you feel like she's canceling last minute often or something, then obviously it's some other guy she's more interested in, and she's just trying to keep you over to the side. Now that right there, that game I do not play. If I sense that, then I'll just definitely start drifting the other way. Now sometimes that can be a problem because I might meet another woman or either start talking to somebody else, and then she'll start hitting me up out of the blue. Then the other one might start acting funny. So, you know, my strategy usually is to look for the woman that gives you the straight choosing signal. My next strategy is, once if she starts ghosting quite a bit, I take a real step back. If she's not reciprocating the same energy, I take a step way, way, way back. I mean, go play basketball, play a video game, meet another girl, get another number or something like that. Do it that way and try not to get one-itis. Even though sometimes it's that girl that knows how to give you just enough attention and then back away, that sometimes will keep you coming. Those you have to watch out for. Basically, she say almost everything that I'm saying here, but to men out there, as I say originally, I try to find women that's definitely really interested in me. Either I want her a little bit more interested or either about the same or something like that. I mean, I know some people play that game of like, if the person likes you more, they totally lose interest or something like that. I don't know. I guess that depends on like the person, but I guess because I normally put a lot of energy in relationships most of the time or something. I guess because that's the way that I built. I either want it to be even or I want her to like me a little bit more than I like her. Only because I know I won't take advantage of her if she likes me more. But almost every female I've ever liked more has either took me for granted, played me, or and of course they always have that thing of like, hey, I didn't put a gun to your head, or I didn't tell you to do that and stuff like that. And because of the females, that type of thing right there, I try not to put too much in, and she's not putting in too much. And I'm sorry, they do that a lot over here in the States. Unless if you are definitely they type and they definitely pounce on you. And I don't know. I don't think I can add too much more to that except for I just look for the reciprocal energy. I mean, it's like a simple thing, but it's hard when you come across a woman that you really like and she gives you a little bit of attention and you think that she's interested in you and really she's not that interested in you. She just wants to have a roster. So it's similar like men have like a roster, but except in the case of players that will have a roster and just try to bag and tag all of those women. Sometimes those females and bad women will have a roster of guys that they can use for this or that, and that they know that will be there, so that if they can't get the guy they really want, they might just pick a guy out of the hat. But if one of those guys come that they really like, they'll find some way to slide out of that and just play victim or something. Before I forget, now my solution is not the only solution. There's another solution that someone came up with that is a great solution. Coach Greg Adams came up with the free agent lifestyle. And if you look at how he's turned his life around and stuff, that does look like a winning strategy. The only thing, though, as I say before, in my case, I like having friendships and relationships with women. It's just once it becomes are together for, I'll say, like maybe a year or two or three, a lot of times, a lot more quicker nowadays, you start seeing um, noticeable flaws, or either she changes the script or something. Like all of a sudden she wants to do OnlyFans or something, or either she wants to get a bunch of tattoos and she didn't have tattoos. Like me, I'm not totally against tattoos, but I guess I always go like this. If it's a woman I find attractive and let's say she has something that I don't really care for too much, but me and her have real good chemistry or something, I will overlook that. Now, however, though, you get into dangerous territory here when you start overlooking a lot of things. So you should definitely have your guidelines. Don't make them like a grocery list like some women, but my thing is if the woman does OnlyFans. So if we're in a relationship and she does OnlyFans, and because that's like one of those things with me, I have to be willing to walk away. So I kind of got off the free agent lifestyle. If you ever follow Coach Greg Adams, you know what the free agent lifestyle is. It's like it's no cohabitation, no marriage, no long-term relationships. You just hook up with women. You probably take them out or something like that, but you don't get into anything serious. And he appears to look like he's stress-free with that. And I'm not going to knock him with that because, it seems like it's working for him. I don't think that will work for most men. Now, the thing you don't want to do is what he calls the hope strategy. And I used to be a hope strategist. And what is hope strategy? That means when you get involved with a woman and you hope she don't cheat on you, or you hope she don't decide to leave you for Chad or Tyrone, or a guy that has more money, or a guy that has a yacht, or something like that, or that she don't go on that female trip or something. Even though female trips may not always be a bad thing, because when I was in Hawaii and I would see women that was on trips and stuff like that, not all of them cheated or a lot of them just had like a good time amongst themselves and stuff. And that's what I would notice in clubs, which I haven't been to a club in like a while, but I would notice that, you know, women could actually go to a club and just interact with themselves and be fine. However, though, I guess they'll take some male attention with guys buying them drinks and stuff like that. However, you know, there's always that player or Chad Tyrone that will sometimes get some of those women that keeps going out there getting that type of stuff. So for some men, you know, they don't want the woman to go out at all. Like me, I would say, fine, she can go out, but the thing is though, I expect her not to start elevating and doing that a lot more once we are together. I'm wanting her to start calming down doing that. And I understand that like me, I'm more of an introvert person. Like I can go out, but I can also be in. And you know, some of the women that I dated are more extroverts. Like they like to go out and be in like the mix of it and stuff. And I felt with the one that I was with the longest that well, it was an arrogance in a way. I was like, okay, well, she can go out because, you know, I know it's not a lot of guys like me that will pit up with her and stuff like that. She had her flaws, but she was loyal to the most part of what I know. I didn't get a lot of stuff coming back from her. That sometimes she would talk about me though, but you know, I never heard too much that came back. But of course, though, what frustrated me with her is that a lot of the guys that she knew did like her and obviously was trying to get in her panties. And she would still go out and be with them. But me being young and dumb, even though I was a little older than her, but I was still in my 20s and stuff, you know, I didn't realize what was going on. But after a while, that did start to bother me. So I guess I have to re-examine that if I ever get serious with a girl and she has that going out bug, you know, and it's definitely going to be like a lot of guys there and stuff like that. And I know she's flirtatious, which, however, though, that's the one thing with her. She never flirted in front of me, but some girls that I know, they would flirt in front of their guys and stuff like that. I don't know if it was to get them jealous or whatever the case may be. So, anyway, before this get much longer, my strategy is more of the gray Jedi. Like Coach Greg Adams will say, he was on the dark side. And if you go the Hope Strategist way, you're definitely going to get played, hurt, and humiliated. So you don't want to do that. I'm more in the middle. You know, and I try to adjust with the woman because I really don't want to be breaking a woman's heart, but I don't want her to break mine neither. So I'm going to adjust to her. If she start acting funny, she start acting shady and stuff like that, then I'm definitely stepping away from the situation and downgrading the relationship. Like if we were serious, I'm going to say like, hey, we could be like friends with benefits, or either we can just hang out or something like that. But I don't think you want a relationship right now, and I don't feel like trying to figure you out right now. I got too much other stuff on my mind. So that's what I would say for guys to do, to adjust to the woman and be ready to walk away. Now, if you cannot do that, like me, I'm walking the dangerous line because I'm walking in between the light side and in the dark side. You know, if you cannot do that, then just go straight to the dark side, okay? Because that's the safer side for men that can't adjust or something like that. If you're a hope strategist, you know, I feel for you, but that's not going to be a good thing. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little short video, but that's my dating strategy of not getting played or hurt. And also, I would suggest try not to use and abuse the women too. If you are dealing with women that are like, you know, selling themselves or I don't know. If they're about that life or something, then hey, y'all do what y'all going to do. But if you come across good women, as I will always say, don't do them dirty. That's it. Good night.
What if I told you Lawrence Taylor was the most reckless athlete on the planet? He has no recollection of getting drafted because he drank 41 cans of Coors Light. He was selected second. At the peak of his powers, he was smoking up to an ounce of crack a day and still cracking skulls on the gridiron. Don't try this at home. He hired prostitutes for opposing teams so they tire out before the game. A next-level savvy veteran move. He spent $1,000 a day on prostitutes, with as many as 6 lucky ladies in 24 hours, single-handedly keeping the brothels of East Rutherford, New Jersey, booming. He used to drink strawberry milkshakes laced with penicillin to avoid STDs. He's a medical marvel. He once used his teammate's urine to pass a drug test and still failed. He once arrived late to practice in a pair of handcuffs because a sex worker forgot her keys. Happens to the best of us, brother. The Giants took out a $2 million insurance policy on his life, all while their coaching staff was rocking hoochie daddy shorts on the sideline. Spiral. Despite the city boy behavior, he was still a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, NFL MVP, and Super Bowl champion, because nothing is impossible.
I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Do you feel me too?
Pendo made it.